Hi everyone. Sorry for the last video. I noticed it cut my head off, but those glitches going to happen. So we're on to Earth Science SOL review, SOL number 4, which is astronomy. This is page 11. That goes through the objectives and also vocabulary. Let's switch to page 12, which has the essential skills and knowledge. Okay, the first fill-in-the-blank question says, Earth is the blank planet from the Sun, is located between what two planets? And the answer, of course, I was going to encourage you, please review the order of the planets. I've seen a lot of questions where they have a diagram of the solar system and they have an arrow and they say, okay, which planet is this? So remember the mnemonic that we said was, my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas, which stands for Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Remember, the first planet is Mercury, not Mars. In class I said my starts with M, ends with Y, which is for Mercury. Once you know that, you can easily answer questions like number 1, with the third planet in the solar system between Venus and Mars. Question number 2 says, Earth has one natural satellite, and that, of course, is the Moon. Goes around the Earth. 3, Earth blanks around the Sun, tilted on its axis, causing blank. And the answer there is it revolves around the Sun, causing the seasons. Please do not get revolution, rotation confused. Planets rotate on their axis, but they revolve around the Sun. Number 4, the Moon revolves the Earth, creating the Moon blank, and the correct answers there are phases and eclipses. Solar eclipses occur, of course, during the day. All right, when the Moon blocks sunlight from the Earth's surface, the Moon is in a new moon phase then. That is when all the light from the Sun gets reflected back to it. A lunar eclipse occurs during the nighttime, okay, when the Moon is in the full moon phase. Question number 7, the tides are caused by the blank and are the daily periodic rise and fall of water level. The answer, of course, is the gravity of the Moon. Number 8, we have a total of 4 tides each day. 2 of them are high and 2 of them are low due to the rotation of our planet. Number 9, due to the position in the solar system, water occurs on the Earth in 3 phases or states, and that, of course, is liquid, solid, and gas. Number 10, the Sun is composed primarily of hydrogen. You remember we did the gas tube experiment to prove that. Hydrogen burns to create helium. And in number 11, that process is called nuclear fusion. Number 12, the 4 inner planets are composed primarily of rock. Terrestrial, those are called the terrestrial planets because they mean Earth-like. Number 13, the next 4 planets are mostly gas giants. 14, many planets, especially the gas giants, have natural satellites known as moons. Number 15, a number of you had trouble with this on the test that we just had. Comets are known as dirty snowballs because they have frozen gases that orbit the Sun. The term dirty snowballs comes from the fact that the tail typically consists of rock and icy material. Number 16, asteroids are rocky or metallic objects that range in size and are located between what 2 planets? That would be Mars and Jupiter. Number 17, which series of manned missions went to the Moon? That's, of course, the Apollo missions. Number 18, which manned flight landed on the Moon? Okay, that would be Apollo 11. And it looks like my cat is trying to get into the... Yeah, get over here. Jeez. This is my cat, Sandy, for those of you that want to take a look at her. All right, number 20. The blank is an orbiting space telescope that has greatly improved our understanding of the solar system and the universe. That would be the Hubble Space Telescope. All right, on page 14 is the solar system where you can put down the order of the planets. We've already gone over that. All right, on page 15, let's do the multiple choice questions. When the Earth is at its greatest distance from the Sun, its northern hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun. That season is, of course, winter time, because you remember what you should do when you get seasons questions. A lot of students get confused by them. If they're asking you for the northern hemisphere, that would be summer. If they ask you for the southern hemisphere, you have to flip it around for winter. Number 2, which diagram represents the placement of the sun, earth, and moon during a lunar eclipse? Okay, that would be answer C. It shows the moon, then the earth, and then finally the sun. The next question, number 3, I'm sorry, this got cut off. Southern hemisphere is warmer in January than in July because, of course, letter F, it's experienced summer. The summers are reversed as you go from one hemisphere to another. Number 4, a person weighs more on the earth than on the moon because the earth has a greater gravitational pull. That's J. Which of these causes days and nights? The answer is J, the rotation of the earth on its axis. Number 6, how long does it take for the earth to complete one rotation on its axis? The answer is 1 day. I think you'd be surprised the number of students that put down 365 days or a year. They get rotation, revolution confused. Just be careful of that. All right, number 7, a student sees a bright star in the sky and thinks it might be the planet Venus. What observation might lend support to this conclusion? I've never taught you that. These are one of these questions where you got to sort of think it through. And the answer is J. After a month, its position relative to the surrounding stars has changed. It takes a while for Venus to move across the night sky. So the longer that you give it, the more time you'll see its movement. Number 8, which of the following planets has the fastest orbital velocity? And the answer is number 8. They're nice to even define that for us. All right, if we go on to the next page, page 16, it says there's the presence of sand dunes on Mars. Okay, and the question is, what produces that? Again, I've never talked about sand dunes on Mars. This is one of those thought questions which I'm seeing more and more on the SOL test. And it really doesn't matter whether you're talking about Mars or the Earth. Sand dunes are a result, of course, of winds, which should be answer G. Number 10, which planet is called the Earth's twin? Is it similar in mass and diameter to the Earth? The answer is Venus. Saturn's volume is 762 times the volume of the Earth, and yet its mass is 95 times that of the Earth's. Why is that? Anytime you see mass and volume in an SOL question, you automatically should think density, especially if it's one of the answers. And we've talked about this. We just got done saying a few weeks ago that Saturn has extremely low density, 0.7. It actually floats in water. Number 12, the numerous rocks orbiting the Sun between Jupiter and Mars are known as the asteroid belt, which should be answer G. When Venus passes between the Earth and the Sun, you see a tiny black spot on the Sun's bright disk. Why is this never true? Okay, for Mars, and the answer is G. Mars is outside the orbit of the Earth. Again, this is where it's really important to know the order of the planets. There's a lot of questions you could be answered if you know that. Which planet in the solar system has an orbit so eccentric it crosses that of another planet? The answer should be D, Pluto. It crosses Neptune's orbit. Number 15, which planet rotates the fastest on its axis? The answer is C, Jupiter. And again, the SOL people were nice enough to even give you a table with the period of rotations. 16, periodically there are spectacular meteor showers on Earth. These showers usually occur because the Earth's orbit passes through the remains of what? All right, now, again, I've never taught you this. You got to think, there's some common sense here. So let's look at our answers. Do you think it would be cool if the Earth passed through a star? No, we'd be vaporized. That's ridiculous. Okay, is it possible that it could be a comet? All right, that's a possibility. Solar flares, we'd have to be really close to the surface of the Sun for that to happen. We've been incinerated. The rings of Saturn, not possible. Okay, we are inside the orbit of Saturn. So again, the only one that makes sense is answer G, a comet. 17, the first manned mission to land on the moon was commanded by Neil Armstrong and was called, of course, Apollo 11. All right, so we're done with another SOL. I'll keep making these videos. You want them, you got them. We'll even have cats, evidently, coming in once in a while to cross the screen. I hope that you're doing well and that these are helpful.